Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. With the deepest recesses of my heart, I welcome you again today. And as you know that today marks the seventh session of book club that is collaborated with Cafe X. And the book that we are going to review today is Cottage, and it is recently published by SharedPen Official, in which 15 different writers have participated, and there is a different amalgamation of language that you can see in this anthology as well. So, as the theme goes with Katic, that denotes or that depicts femininity, there are some lines that I will narrate over here. तू है खातून जन्नत की माँ आयशा, कोई दुनिया में तुझसा कहा आयशा, तेरी या तेरी पाकिज़गी और तक़दीस का है गवाह खालिक़े दो जहां आयशा, रब ने कुरान में खुद बताया हमें, है सभी मोमिनों की माँ आयशा. So with these lines, I would love to invite over here Askia ma'am to give us a nitty-gritty of what she has learned from this book.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everybody. So, I enjoy being here and reviewing every book I read. But this book was something. This book was a journey of any human, mostly woman, which really shook me. It's like a day. It's like a day which begins with a sunrise. Sunrise, witnessing sunrise, having a sunrise is a blessing, a good sunrise. But experiencing a good sunset requires effort. I hope you understand what I mean. That we are given this life. We are given this life by our Creator. We are all created equals. We are created good. We are created for good. Our father Adam alayhi salam, his primordial nature, the nature of Adam was a good person. He was born to err, but he was a good person, and that is why he sinned, and then he came to the earth and asked for repentance and was ready to take his punishment, and that is how life began. Similarly, if I have to summarize this book, Cottage is a beautiful bird, in Kashmiri culture. Anyone who's a very beautiful child, a young beautiful child, she's called Hai Cottage. So that is really beautiful. The name is very nice. Then the footer written under it, from the sphere to the sky, sphere to the sky. That means एक sphere जो होता है वो एक confined space होता है. It's a confined shape and size, and sky is limitless. So how a woman rises from the sphere to the sky, limitless, so much of space, that is what she is capable of. This book told me what I already knew, but when you hear it from somewhere, it's like an epiphany. The first thing is that a woman was not created from mud. She was created from a man's rib. So that's so beautiful. So she was created somewhere close to the most important organ of the heart, both in terms of physiological importance and emotional importance, where she comes from. Secondly, what I could take out from this book, all these 15 beautiful souls, I would not say authors, souls, they're speaking their soul, have talked about women empowerment in different ways. There have been many debates, trolls these days, and taboos about women empowerment. They are standing next to men. No, that is not what women empowerment is. In fact, I would like to call this, rephrase this empowerment word into repowerment. We were born powerful. We are powerful. The entire world comes from us through the mercy of God, of course. That is what He has created us. The creator of mankind after Him, through us. Of course, He is the master, through us. So that is what a woman is. How her heart, her womb, her body, her mind stretches to accommodate a child, a family, a father, a brother, anyone. Ask anyone. A man can't do without a woman can't do without a man. It is the real hard truth of the life, of our lives. So I would like to begin chronologically. Yeah. So empowerment. Coming back to empowerment, I said I would like to call it repowerment because we are powerful creatures and we were created powerfully. It is very much like how our forests are. Forests were there with trees and everything, and now earlier they were cut to make to have for wood for construction and all, and now we are again reforesting them. So again, a woman was created powerful. She was given a maqam by her creator. She has been given maqam of a person who has heaven beneath her feet, which no one else has, no creator. Her name was taken thrice when it came to taking sides: mother, 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 and then it was the father. Right. So this maqam is already created. This power is already in us. But with life, with contamination of the evils of society, with patriarchy, with political systems, or even capitalism, or cultural evils, this power was taken away from her. This power was taken away from her, or she gave up this power when she was physically, emotionally, financially dragged. She was bearing a lot of burden on her shoulders. Every father, every brother, every husband holds a woman responsible for his respect. आप हमारे घर की इज्जत हो. घर की इज्जत तो सभी है. सारी इज्जत उसी के अंदर क्यों रखी हुई है आपने? आप कुछ गलत करोगी तो हमारी इज्जत खराब होगी. नहीं, इज्जत हर एक इंसान की है. बाइज्जत हर एक है और बेइज्जत भी हर एक इंसान होता है अपनी गलतियों की वजह से. तो उसके ऊपर द बर्डन ऑफ earning the respect, retaining the respect, and expecting and extracting the most heinous sacrifices which are not actually required have been done through the years. And due to that, she's drained. She's drained, she's sad, she's broken. That's what all these authors say in the book. They're expressing their deep, deep, deep pain of how they are. In fact, they are oppressed mentally, emotionally to an extent that they have lost their identity. A woman, most of the women actually believe they are weak. उनसे नहीं होगा. And a victim is an abuser for the next generation. A woman would abuse a woman, victimize a woman. Arey nahi, woman is nothing. It is so, so sad. And we have normalized it, and our conditioning has been like that. And due to that, our girls are not raised with a lot of self-worth. It is true. And one of the biggest things about that, a lot of authors over here talk about education. I am not belittling education. Education is very, very important. Financial independence is very, very important. And it does add to a certain confidence to us. But in this 20th century, in our generations, our younger generation, we are still crippled when it comes to decision making. A woman has studied very well. She has had the best of the degrees and she's very well read and literate. She earns her own money, but when it comes to decision making, no. Even how she spends her own money has to be dictated by the patriarchy of society. It is an absolute truth which many might not negate. I'm not talking here about exceptions. I'm talking about most of the people here. And this is true. So, firstly, we talk about empowerment or repowerment, as I said. So it is like someone is sick and we have to give them medicine. Someone is deficient in something, so our society is sick and our society is deficient in giving a decision making, respect, and that maqam to a woman which God has given. And for that, there are remedies, there are medicines in the form of discussions like this, in the form of going back to our deen and saying that what our Prophet ﷺ was, how he accepted being an employee and a spouse of a great businesswoman, Khadija Razillah Ta'ala anha, and how he was with his youngest wife, Aisha Razillah Ta'ala anha, and he never crushed her religious spirit when she used to answer him back and even get angry at him. He never belittled her. That is the man we have to look up to. That is the man we have to replicate. That is the men we women have to create. Yeah. So coming back to that, then there are beautiful poems by some authors who talk about coming back. You know, when they say powerful words, it actually brought tears down my eyes when they say, listen thee, listen, hey, they're shouting their emotions out, and like talking about the polluted atmosphere for women in this society. I would like to refer to it. They talk about their hurt. They talk about how they rise. How they rise. This author over here who talks about Phoenix. Her name is Shabisma. She says, "From the ashes I will rise again." Okay, Phoenix is a creature, a mythological creature which rises from the ashes. And she says that, yeah, I'm going to rise again. So these women are again, talking about their voices, they are talking about their pain, and they're saying that, oh, let everyone throw stones at them. They will create a paradise out of that stone for them and for everybody around. Be what? So they have not, the thing is that life, I've heard this quote from Maya Angelou. She also has a very nice poem. She's a brown woman. Still I rise. She's faced a lot of racial discrimination. She says that a life is not about having incidents which don't crush you, which don't break you, but you don't have to be, belittled by them. You still rise coming back from them. So that's what she talks about. And then again, everyone has the right. A woman is great, a man is great. So, as Martin Luther King said, not everyone can be famous, but everyone can be great. And greatness lies in service. And who else would serve this world more than a woman? So, we know who is great and greater. Yeah, so going forward, she talks about fantasy. She talks about how fantasized a woman is, what she is a fantasy in its health, in her beauty, in her words, in her ways. And then the thing which shook my soul was this taklik-e khuda, creativity of God. जो अल्लाह की मखलूकों में जिसको तख्लीक खुदा कहेंगे, क्रिएटिविटी सबसे खूबसूरत चीज़ होती है. आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस कैन रेप्लिकेट एवरीथिंग बट दे कांट रेप्लिकेट क्रिएटिविटी. सो वुमेन इज तख्लीक खुदा, creativity of God. Can anything be better than that? Can anything be more beautiful than that? No. I was just, she talks about how flowery, how fragrant, and yet how fragile she is. And she talks about education. She talks about the great Nobel laureates. Who gave birth to those? Who were created? Mothers. They all said we all owe it to a mother. Someone has said that if you educate a man, you educate a person. You educate a woman, you educate a family. A nation. Yes, thank you very much for that. So, this is again what moved my heart. And, they say that the fate has betrayed me. It's not the fate, but how she enunciates her fate. But she says that I will not be confined to this prison. And she even says that she's shown that you are on a velvet carpet and then it was a rugged carpet. And then she talks about, she expresses that other people express their anger. And the irony of something called as ladies first. इस दुनिया में बहुत कम ladies first होता है, honestly. So she says that this is all. It talks about freedom. It talks about how beautiful, useful, and meaningful a woman is. She's full of art. She's a work of art. Takliq Khuda, as he said. And then in entry number 14, Dr. Mehjabeen says, thou she's sad, thou she's happy, thou she's in trouble, thou she is challenging, her smile is still unique. So she talks about a paradox of a woman. A woman is one in one way and the other. It's like life. So many of these male authors, they say that, oh, it's very difficult to understand a woman. You don't have to understand a woman. She is a work of art. Work of art is supposed to be appreciated and enjoyed, not understood and accepted. And it's a masterpiece in itself. So beautiful, useful, meaningful. That's what a woman is, and no other creature is like that. And yes, you can't understand and define her within limits, because sky is her limits, from sphere to the sky. And what I loved at the beginning of the book by publishers is that a woman writing about a woman is great, but when a man writes about a woman, it is exceptional. And I remembered some days back we had heard about a poem by a man who just wrote about his mother, and it was so amazing. And God writes about a woman in Surah Al-Nisa, in the most beautiful book. What else do you need? He gives paradise under her feet. He gives her the highest maqam. He gives a man a maqam for treating her well. He opens the doors of paradise for raising 3 daughters, 2 daughters, or 1 daughter. Please, please, please. In his last sermon, he said, treat women and children well. And you know what? It benefits everybody. It benefits a man more, a society more, a nation more, the world more. So nurture this beauty and have a better world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for such a beautiful review. It infuses life in me, actually. ये रिव्यू सुन के मुझे अल्लामा इकबाल रहमतुल्लाह अलैह का शेर याद आ गया कि वजूद ज़न से है तस्वीर कायनात मेरा, इसी के साज से है ज़िंदगी का सोज़े दुरू. Now, in order to not to create the monotony and in order to make this aura more beautiful, I would love to call upon stage Sajid for narrating some pieces of poetry.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम रहमतुल्लाह. कुछ अर्सा पहले मैंने एक गज़ल लिखी थी. ये मैं सोचता हूँ कि मेरी आज तक की सबसे सख्त लिखी हुई गज़ल है, और ये एक मेरे बहुत ही करीबी दोस्त थे. वो जब मुझसे बिछड़े तो तब मैंने ये लिखी थी. तो उसका शुरू इस तरह से है कि तेरा साथ बुलाए नहीं भूलता और सब, तेरा साथ बुलाए नहीं भूलता और सब, ये तेरी याद क़यामत है और सब. हम तेरे निशां वाले सारे ज़ख्मों को, हम तेरे निशां वाले सारे ज़ख्मों को यूं रोज़ को रेतते हैं और सब. तेरे जाने बाद रोज़ यहाँ मकी आते हैं, तेरे जाने बाद रोज़ यहाँ मकी आते हैं, बस एक कोना खाली है और सब. हमसे अब बढ़ाए भी ताल्लुकाते उल्फत, हमसे अब बढ़ाए भी ताल्लुकाते उल्फत, क्यों किसी से नहीं बढ़ता और सब. इर्द गिर्द हजूम क़यामत का है, इर्द गिर्द हजूम क़यामत का है, हम बस तन्हा खड़े हैं और सब. हर्फ़े उल्फत अब बेमाने हो चुके हैं, हर्फ़े उल्फत अब बेमाने हो चुके हैं, कोई बेमुरव्वत आवाज़ सुनाओ और सब. हुस्न अब हमारे लिए मांद पड़ चुका है, हुस्न अब हमारे लिए मांद पड़ चुका है, एक तेरे होंठ का तिल और सब. हुस्न अब हमारे लिए मांद पड़ चुका है, एक तेरे होंठ का तिल और सब। और मैंने पिछली बार जो पढ़ा था मैं उसी को रिपीट करूँगा थोड़ा, क्योंकि आज मैं कुछ तैयार करके नहीं लाया हूँ। गमो दर्द सुना लें तो चलें, गमो दर्द सुना लें तो चलें, आंसू कुछ और बहा लें तो चलें। गम पूंजी नहीं है इब्ने आदम की, गम पूंजी नहीं है इब्ने आदम की, ज़रा ये मुस्कुरा लें तो चलें। खुल्द बरी है कि गमो अलम बहुत है, खुल्द बरी है कि गमो अलम बहुत है, हकीकत जो बता लें तो चलें। फिजाए करबला है प्यासी है ज़मीं, फिजाए करबला है प्यासी है ज़मीं, लहू कुछ और बहा लें तो चलें। दिल मुज़तर है भरी हैं आँखें, दिल मुज़तर है भरी हैं आँखें, नहरे फ़िरात बहा लें तो चलें। दिल मुज़तर है भरी हैं आँखें, नहरे फ़िरात बहा लें तो चलें। एक और है, वो अपनी शबिस्तां में बेकरार था। शबिस्तां कहते हैं सोने की जगह को। हाँ, वो अपनी शबिस्तां में बेकरार था, जिसे आराम व आराइश का हर सामान था। बेफ़िक्र सड़क पर सो रहा था, वो फ़कीर जो बेसरो सामान था। कुछ ऐसे रास्ते पे हम खो गए हैं, सामान की दौड़ में बेसुकून हो गए हैं। कुछ ऐसे रास्ते पे हम खो गए हैं, सामान की दौड़ में बेसुकून हो गए हैं। रात दिन एक करके कमाता है हर एक जहाँ, हम इंसान नहीं मशीन हो गए हैं। तो मैं इससे ज़्यादा और कुछ नहीं कहूँगा, और औरतों पर एक बात कहूँगा कि हमारे लिए आज भी जब भी हम कहीं पर मायूस होते हैं और टूट जाते हैं, तो जो सबसे ज़्यादा हमारे लिए जो सहारा पहला बनती है वो हमारी माँ होती है। अब आपके अंदर दुनिया के हज़ार ऐब हों, हज़ार कमियां हों, लेकिन आप अपनी माँ के शहज़ादे ही होते हैं। आपकी माँ आपकी कमियों को इस तरह छुपा देती है कि आपको कभी समझ भी नहीं आता कि हमारी कमियां थी, और आपकी अच्छी अच्छी चीज़ों को वो निखारने में लग जाती हैं। मेरे एक दोस्त हैं, वो एबनॉर्मल हैं, उनको नहीं दिखता नहीं उनको, वो बहुत नज़दीक से देखते हैं। उनकी माँ 10th तक उनके साथ स्कूल में बैठती थी, क्लासरूम में। उनको दिखता नहीं था, स्कूल में जाती थी, उनका होमवर्क करती थी, उन्हें वापस लाती थी, रात को बैठ कर उनको वो पढ़ाती थी, और फिर वो एग्ज़ाम में जाकर डिक्टेट करके कोई दूसरा आदमी उनको लिखता था। आज वो माशाल्लाह से उनको 15 पारे हिफ़्ज़ भी हो गए हैं और वो ग्रेजुएट भी हो चुके हैं। ये माँ है, और हम माँ के बारे में और क्या ही कहेंगे।
मैं दावत सुखन पेश करती हूँ उमर आलम को, जो कुछ अशार या अपना तजुर्बा पेश करेंगे। हाँ,
अस्सलाम वालेकुम वरहमतुल्लाह। चूँकि आज मेरा पहला दिन है यहाँ पे, तो कुछ ज़्यादा तो नहीं बोल सकता, लेकिन अभी जो आपने किस्सा सुनाया था उस पर मुझे अब्बास ताबिश साहब का एक शेर याद आ रहा था कि एक मुद्दत से मेरी माँ नहीं सोई ताबिश, एक मुद्दत से मेरी माँ नहीं सोई ताबिश, मैंने एक बार कहा था मुझे डर लगता है। और अब अपनी एक गज़ल के चंद अशार सुनाता हूँ। उस शख्स से शायद कोई तो दूर हुआ है, उस शख्स से शायद कोई तो दूर हुआ है, पंखे से लटकने पे जो मजबूर हुआ है। उस शख्स से शायद कोई तो दूर हुआ है, पंखे से लटकने में जो मजबूर हुआ है। दो ऐसा कोई ज़ख्म जो जी भर के रुलाए, दो ऐसा कोई ज़ख्म जो जी भर के रुलाए, एक अश्क मेरी आँख में माज़ूर हुआ है। दो ऐसा कोई ज़ख्म जो जी भर के रुलाए, एक अश्क मेरी आँख में माज़ूर हुआ है। बाकी तो सभी ज़ख्म मेरे भर गए लेकिन, बाकी तो सभी ज़ख्म मेरे भर गए लेकिन, एक तेरा दिया ज़ख्म ही नासूर हुआ है। और शेर है कि वो इश्क के अंजाम से वाकिफ़ नहीं शायद, वो इश्क के अंजाम से वाकिफ़ नहीं शायद, जो शख्स तेरे इश्क में मसरूर हुआ है। आखिरी शेर है कि इबलीस का किस्सा उसे जाकर तो सुनाओ, इबलीस का किस्सा उसे जाकर तो सुनाओ, सजदों पे जो अपने बड़ा मगरूर हुआ है। शुक्रिया। एक और गज़ल के मज़ाया शेर। कभी तो मैं भी लिखूंगा किसी का नाम साहिल पर, कभी तो मैं भी लिखूंगा किसी का नाम साहिल पर, ये मेरा दिल भी आएगा किसी सीधी सी सिंपल पर। तू शायर की मोहब्बत है तू खुद को कम न समझा कर, तू शायर की मोहब्बत है तू खुद को कम न समझा कर, मैं हर दिन शेर लिखता हूँ तेरे गालों के डिंपल पर। तू शायर की मोहब्बत है तू खुद को कम न समझा कर, मैं हर दिन शेर लिखता हूँ तेरे गालों के डिंपल पर। किसी से बात करती हैं कभी भी जब वो कैंपस में, किसी से बात करती हैं कभी भी जब वो कैंपस में, हजारों तीर लगते हैं मेरे नाजुक से इस दिल पर। बहुत शुक्रिया।
इख्तिताम करने से पहले मैं यही बोलूँगी कि सूरह नूर, सूरह निसा, इन सब में औरत का ही जिक्र अच्छे से किया गया है। और no constitution can provide a woman with the rights that Deen has already bestowed upon her. Now what we need to do is we need to acknowledge those, and we need to act very stringently rather than neglecting those. And Katij is really a beautiful anthology. I request you all to buy this anthology, and definitely you are going to enjoy this book, because I believe readers are those who have already won in their respective lives, because they enjoy, they relish in fantasy. They are not in the reality. They live in the fantasy. तो इसी के साथ मैं आज के इस प्रोग्राम का इख्तिताम करती हूँ। आप सबका तहे दिल से मैं शुक्रिया अदा करती हूँ फॉर bearing with me and for beautifully conveying your respective message with us. And thank you for joining us today.